everybody, welcome to General Hospital Envy, my GH after show. Let's cut right into it. Alright, so we started this week off with Jason and Robin sharing some scenes together. Love those two, always have, always will. They mostly discuss Peter and how he took 5 years away from Jason's life. Jason, of course, has an it is what it is attitude about it. Robin's more pissed than he is. Jason's more pissed at the fact that Robin didn't tell him about Sam and Patrick. I love how bizarrely disgusted the both of them are at the fact that Sam and Patrick got together at one point. For me, I watched, when Patrick first came on, and he and Sam always seemed to have like a bit of an understanding and a friendship, so it wasn't that shocking to me. Both of them lost their loves of their lives, and so they, dated each other and almost married. Whatever. Calm down, Jason. Up next we have Ryan, who is still impersonating Kevin and still doing a really bad job at it. Franco walks into to Kevin's office and asks him for advice, and Ryan is just so clueless. Not as clueless as Franco seems to be about Kevin not being Kevin. Like, it's so obvious that something is off. And Franco just kind of like tootled off. He's just like, okay, thanks for the advice, bye. What? Lucy Coe actually had dinner with Ryan too and seemed mostly oblivious about it. Like, she kind of sensed that something was off, and of course no one's going to realize that Ryan is back because everyone believes he's dead. But come on, if anyone should figure it out, it should be Lucy, if not Felicia or Mac. But like, it has to be one of those three that do. Kevin believes that he should talk to Felicia about the whole ordeal since he knows the article is coming out and thinks that she should work through her feelings. And Lucy was like, great, I'll set up a dinner date. And she did, and I honestly assumed that they were just going to join them for dinner right then and there, but it didn't happen, so I'm assuming it's going to happen later. It really confused me, and God forbid this happens on off-screen GH. No. Alright, now let's discuss Oscar. As you guys know, he has an inoperable brain tumor, and Kim has been hiding that fact from Oscar for a long time. Drew does not feel comfortable with it. He thinks that he should know the truth, and obviously, he should, it's his life. Kim is standing firm on the fact that she does not want him to know at least until after his next birthday. And of course this is a soap opera, so secrets are bound to come out when they shouldn't. Drew did warn her of that as well, just pointing that out. Elizabeth told Franco about what's wrong with Oscar and he was doing research on the computer. Cameron walks back in and sees the computer and overhears a bit of Franco's conversation with Drew that he left in a voicemail. Of course he puts two and two together and he's shocked. And later on in the week, he and Jocelyn and Oscar are volunteering at a clothing shelter, I think. Cameron's a doofus, but he was really sincerely trying to have compassion for Oscar, but Oscar was oblivious as to why. And Cameron accused Oscar of lying to Jocelyn, and she's just like, heh? And then he accuses Oscar of lying to Jocelyn, and he's like, heh? And then he was basically like, you have cancer and you're lying to Joss about it. And of course Oscar is shocked and confused. Sorry Kim, Drew called it. Kim kind of got on my nerves this week because she was super mad at Drew telling Sam about Oscar and Elizabeth telling Franco about Oscar. And she'll no doubt be even more mad when she finds out that Cameron told Oscar that he had cancer. So I still totally get Kim's choices in the matter. She wants to give him as much happiness as she can before it all goes to hell. But he's a grown kid. He deserves to know. And he didn't hear it from you, and he's going to be more bitter about that because obviously she knew before they came to Port Charles. Oh, poor kid. Alright, now let's talk about the body in the basement situation. As you guys know, Margot and Jordan have been investigating this scene. Turns out that the body belongs to a man named Vincent Marino, and that man just happens to be Margot's father. So of course she is determined to find out her father's killer. Even before they knew the identity of the guy in the basement, they were kind of harassing Mike because they know that he was in Charlie's pub and that there was a gas leak. Of course they think that he has something to do with it. He does, but when they went to question him about it, he basically faked an Alzheimer's episode, like just pretended that he was oblivious and that he was trying to get a job there for his daughter Courtney, who's passed on. He basically flips out, and honestly Margot and Jordan couldn't leave fast enough from that situation, can't blame them. Super priceless when he started laughing and saying, did I do good? And Carly's face was just like... In addition to all this mess, Mike is also realizing that he needs to go to a home ASAP. He's tired of putting his family in danger. He knows that this is tough on Sonny, but he wants Stella to kind of ease Sonny into this and be able to let go of his father. Heartbreaking, but so cool of Mike to kind of take his own situation while he still has some good days left and own it. I mean, obviously he's trying to look out for himself, but he's putting his son first, which is, it's beautiful. I actually really love the friendship between Mike and Stella. I know that she's not everyone's favorite character, but aside from the stuff with Jordan that also makes me annoyed with her a lot of the times, her friendship with Mike is beautiful, and the compassion she shows for him is just, it's fun to watch. She's very much like a matriarch, I find. I'm probably saying that word wrong, I'm sorry. But like, she's just one of those characters that you just know has like a good heart, and she's got good advice. It's like a throwback to characters like Mary May and Laura Spencer and Tracy. Like, they became women that people would go to for comfort and advice. Now, if they could just let Stella stop being so bitter about Jordan, she'd probably be one of my favorite characters of all time. Don't laugh at me, I know a lot of you are disagreeing with me, it's fine, it's just my opinion. Y'all are watching. Stella's nephew Curtis is on a mission on his own trying to track down Nina's daughter. He meets a girl named Sasha who he is convinced could very well be Nina's daughter, and actually convinces her to take a DNA test, and they were putting that in the lab as the week ended. But for me personally, I don't think it's her. She's very pretty, and of course she's into horses just like Nina was, but I think it's a red herring. I am really starting to believe, and I know this is a theory that a lot of people have, that Kiki could actually be Nina's daughter. We know that there has been this personal vendetta between Ava and Nina for many years. Not only would this be the perfect way to rehash the Nina versus Ava war, but it would also be a really clever storyline, and we know that Kiki's relationship with Ava is extremely rocky, and she doesn't treat her daughter like her daughter at all. Ava has been really volatile towards Kiki about the one-night stand that she had with Griffin, which I get it, obviously, but anytime someone dares brings up the fact that she did the same thing to Kiki with Kiki's boyfriend, she's just like, nah, I can't hear you. Like, she's in such denial about it, and she feels like she shouldn't get like reminded of that. Either way, Kiki and Ava had quite the confrontation at Charlie's pub, and Kiki slapped the hell out of Ava. Everyone in Charlie's pub seen this situation go down, including Nina, who actually pulls her aside outside and was just like, my mother is dead. I hated her. There's no love lost. Don't let that happen to you and your daughter. Ava went back to Kiki's apartment to try and make amends with her, but unfortunately for Ava, it turned out that Griffin moved down the hall from her, and of course she walks in when their shirts are like half off. They weren't sleeping together, it was just boiling hot in the apartment, but it definitely set her off. Griffin and Kiki were so over it though, but honestly, it's looking more and more like they actually might build a relationship, and I mean, it would be kind of fun to watch Ava squirm, I'm not gonna lie, but just, let's move on from this cycle, you guys. They're always putting Kiki in these triangles with her mom. Like, why? Anyway, I gotta give props to Nina for actually going to Ava with some good sage advice. She's been having some good scenes with her enemies lately. She even confided in Anna about her daughter and that she could be alive. I like their friendship, mainly because, on a behind-the-scenes note, apparently Michelle Stafford is like a huge fan of Finola Hughes and Anna, so seeing them get to become friends a little bit on screen was kind of cute. I liked it. Speaking of Anna though, she had to be a bit of a referee for Finn and Chase and their father. That's right, their father came back to town. Turns out he's in town because he's got some kind of disease or virus, and of course Finn is the best specialist in the country apparently, so he went to him for help. Finn reluctantly agrees to do it, but it took a bit of fighting words from his brother to, you know, put his bitterness under the rug. He's a doctor. Yeah, it's your father, but you're a doctor. Speaking of diseases though, young Wiley, Brad and Lucas's son / Michael's son, has a bit of a heart defect. The same one that Michael had when he was a baby. It seems that the walls are slowly closing in on Brad. The guy can't catch a break, and I'm like, semi-okay with that because I want the story to move along, but also I want Brad and Lucas to have a kid of their own, and it needs to happen ASAP. Of course, everyone is wondering why the mom wouldn't have revealed the fact that she had this disease that could affect her baby, because it's obviously hereditary. Brad is trying to be forceful on not contacting the birth mother again for anything, and that seems to set off some bells in Carly's head. Hopefully she figures it out. Michael, on the other hand, is too busy with other babies to really pay attention to that kind of stuff. He watched Wiley for a bit, of course, and he watched James, Maxie's little baby, for a while too. I really like those scenes between Michael and Maxie. Their friendship is really cute and kind of unexpected. Like, I know that she talks about him growing up and stuff, but Maxie wasn't really around Michael a whole lot back then. Some people want Michael and Maxie together. I don't personally see the chemistry, but I would definitely prefer them to her and Peter. Just makes my stomach crawl just a little bit. So yeah, that was this week in Port Charles. Nothing super exciting happened. It was an okay week. I like that Ryan is interacting with Lucy and that we know there's going to be scenes with Felicia coming at some point. I wish they'd happen sooner, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought of General Hospital this week in the comments below or on my Tumblr page. Wherever you want to talk to me, just talk to me. And if you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. I do these videos every Sunday. And I will catch you guys next week.